Thanks so much, Kevin. That's Kevin Yard, live on location. What's the matter?
I thought I was going to get splashed.
Oh, Tom.
Really? Look.
I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. Good morning.
The rain has been our issue, as Kevin was just mentioning. You'll use your umbrella this morning, depending on where you are. It's expected east and northeast of the city. But for the most part, we're looking at less than 15 millimeters of rain. We'll talk long-range forecast. We'll talk about your numbers and how they're cooling down temperature-wise. All those details just ahead. But first, here's Tom. Well, unfortunately, our temperatures are going to be dropping, but that signals perfect timing for the CNE. It starts this weekend. Opening day is on Friday. Temperatures are going to rebound by the weekend, but before we get there, it is certainly going to feel more fall-like. We've got northwesterly winds pushing into the area, and that is what's going to drop our temperature starting tomorrow, really. Today, we're still going to feel kind of muggy. By Thursday, only hitting 20 degrees. And we do have that risk for some isolated thunderstorms today along the shores of Erie and Ontario. That thunderstorm risk is going to taper off as this low continues to track its way north and east. A mix of sun and cloud for the most part for Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. Slight risk of showers for Saturday. Sunday, we really start to heat up and feel more summer-like again. It is going to feel like the low 30s with lots of sunshine. But until then, it is going to feel a little bit on the cool side, just in time for the CNE. Well, the bulk of the moisture has now moved off toward our northeast. So if you are going to be traveling towards the Kingston area, through Brockville and up towards Ottawa, expect to see more heavy rainfall throughout the day today. Thunderstorm risk stretches along the shores of Ontario and Erie. If we do see some sunshine today, the thunderstorm risk could be elevated to isolated severe with that daytime heating, the warm, muggy air, and that cold front passing through. Rainfall amounts, we're looking at less than 50 millimeters, but of course we could see higher amounts if we do see some thunderstorms. And it is going to be fairly muggy today, feeling like the low 30s. Thanks, Kevin. That's Kevin Yardy's live in Port Credit this morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we've got a slew of problems on the 401, all westbound, and that is going to cause you some delays both on the east end and the west end.
And I'm sure rain is probably contributing to it just slightly. We do have the showers moving out to higher amounts if we do see some thunderstorm activity. What will this cold front do to our temperatures? I've got the answer coming up in just a moment, but first, here's Tom with your commute. It is, yes. We are going to be seeing showers taper off throughout the day today. Fits and spurts of scattered showers here and there, but for the most part, we'll see some dry conditions as well. As you can see, little pockets of moisture still firing up into this evening. Through the overnight, low tracks its way east, but notice how slow it's moving. It's going to drop quite a bit of rain on the Ottawa and Montreal area, so about 40 millimeters possible there if you're traveling the 401 corridor. We are going to be left with a mix of sun and cloud for the next few days, but because of northwesterly winds, our temperatures are going to be dropping significantly. So we're looking at 22 for tomorrow, only a daytime high of 20 for Thursday. It's almost fall-like. CNE kicks off this weekend. Opening day is Friday, so the weekend we warm up and feel a little bit more summer-like. Good morning. It's Tuesday. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is August the 12th. We've been talking about the rain we've been receiving throughout southern Ontario. It's a slow-moving system, and it's just gonna kind of drag its way throughout the day. Yesterday wasn't a bad day. We were heading out on the water. Now today we do have the risk to see some active weather. You take this area of low pressure, mix it with some warm, muggy air, throw in a cold front and a little bit of sunshine, and you could see some isolated severe cells, especially down towards the Niagara region. Rainfall amounts aren't incredibly significant. We're looking at less than 15 millimeters going forward from here. A lot of areas have already picked up 15 to 20. But of course, if we do see some thunderstorm activity, we could see locally higher amounts. Northern Ontario specifically, 45 to 60 millimeters through some areas. Speaking of Northern Ontario, it's all about the Northern Lights, and today is Time Lapse Tuesday. Such beautiful video. Thanks so much, Suzanne. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your commute. Thanks, Kevin. That's Kevin Yard, potentially learning how to row. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we've had a series of problems in the 401 westbound, maybe associated with the rain. We have about 4 separate collisions westbound, so expect delays.
All right, well, the rain is really starting to taper off, which is nice news, max. But if we do see some thunderstorm activity, we could see higher amounts of rainfall. We'll talk about the long-range forecast. We will get you right into the weekend, which reminds me the CNE opens this weekend, so I wonder what tasty treats he'll have to offer.
Yeah.
More on that coming up, but first here's Tom.
It's always about the food with Emily.
Not too bad. We do have the risk of showers continuing on and off throughout the day today, but the bulk of the moisture has now moved off towards our northeast. The risk of isolated showers is there this afternoon and thunderstorms possibly into this evening. But then tomorrow we're going to see a mix of sun and cloud for the majority of the day, and same deal for Thursday. But temperatures, because of these northwest winds, are going to be much cooler. We are seasonably average. Our seasonal average of this time of year, there we go, is 26 degrees. And by Thursday, we're only going to be hitting a daytime high of 20, so much cooler. 22 tomorrow, 20 for Thursday, and then for just in time for the CNE, we start to feel more summer-like on the weekend. It's not great news, but it's not awful news. We do have the risk of showers, potentially even some thunderstorm activity throughout the day today. We can thank all that warm, muggy air that's going to reach, well, the cold front's going to hit it later on this afternoon, and there is a good chance that we could see some non-severe thunderstorms firing up. Isolated severe cells are going to be possible, and that's really going to depend on how much sunshine we see. If we see quite a bit, well, there's a good chance for some very heavy downpours and some strong winds. Those are going to be the greatest threats. Less than 15 millimeters of rain, unless, of course, we do see some thunderstorm activity, and then those amounts could certainly go up. A mix of sun and cloud is what we're going to be left with by tomorrow and into Thursday. A very similar story, but temperatures are really going to be affected by this cold front and those northwesterly winds. Temperatures dropping significantly. We should be around 26 for this time of year, and on Thursday only hitting a daytime high of 20.
Go to there, Emily.
Kevin Yard in Port Credit. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Network on this fairly wet morning. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. We've had a series of crashes on the 401, all of them westbound. That's caused some delays. Have you ever tried that rowing before?
Yeah, I rode in high school.
Did you?
I sure did.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, I had no idea. Hidden talents.
Yeah. Hidden talent.
Yeah.
Why is that a hidden talent?
Well, you've never mentioned it before.
No, because I didn't thoroughly enjoy it.
Oh, I see.
It was not, it was something I got coaxed into, and I didn't love it.
So your paddle was sort of out of the water,
A little bit.
so to speak.
Yeah, have you ever tried it?
I have.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is
I
cool,
like it. Yeah.
but it's tricky. Rain has moved out of our region, which is great news. It's coming off this weekend. Friday is the opening day. I think I may head down, Tom, and find myself some goodies to snack on.
Yeah, the lure of food, eh?
Well, this afternoon, we'll see the extended risk of a few isolated showers, possibly some thunderstorm activity when that cold front moves through. By the overnight, we'll start to see a bit of a clearing trend, and then throughout the day tomorrow, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud. A very similar story for Thursday. High pressure really tries to make its way through southern Ontario. And then on the weekend, we have this next approaching system. That could give us some showers for Saturday, but all in all, I know Saturday's way far out. It doesn't look like a washout of the weekend, so get down and enjoy the CNE. Opening day, of course, is on Friday. Temperatures a little bit cooler than our seasonal average, only hitting 20 for Thursday. Not bad. We do have the risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. So, Tom, your friend that's golfing, maybe just keep your eye on the sky later on this afternoon. We could see some convective showers firing up. Isolated severe, depending on if we see some sunshine. If we do see some sunshine, then, of course, those cells may become severe in nature, meaning strong winds and heavy downpours. Less than 15 millimeters of rain otherwise, so scattered showers here and there this afternoon and in through this evening. And then by tomorrow, we're going to be left with a mix of sun.
Go to the weather.
Port Credit is such a beautiful spot. Thanks so much, Kevin. By the way, thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. We had a number of problems this morning. It started with the rain showers, then a few crashes on the 401. The good news is all of them are clear. We still are seeing a bit of a delay, though.
Well, the rain has really started to push off, which is great news. Talk about the remainder of the week. This weekend, the CNE kicks off. It's always good for a few yummy treats. We'll talk about the forecast of the weekend as well. But first, here's Tom. Not bad. I like that you showed us a little bit of sunshine there. Feels good after a whole night of rain. Now, the good news is that that's kind of what we're going to be seeing. A few steady breaks, a mix of sun and cloud, cloudy skies, and the potential is there for a few isolated showers. And, of course, I was talking about the thunderstorm threat as well. Throughout the day tomorrow, mostly a mix of sun and cloud. And Thursday, a very similar story. Temperatures, however, are going to be much cooler with that northwesterly flow. We're talking well below our seasonal average. We should be around 26 for this time of year. By Thursday, we're actually going to be only reaching a daytime high of 20. I know, it's kind of cool. But for the kickoff of the CNE, we do start to warm up. By Friday, we're looking at 22 degrees. And by Sunday, it's going to feel like 32 with the humidity. Thanks, Tom. Well, we do have the risk of a few isolated thunderstorms today. We've got a combination of really warm, muggy air, potentially a little bit of sunshine and a cold front, and we could see some of those cells be severe in nature, so strong winds, heavy downpours. Less than 15 millimeters of rain, generally speaking, till tomorrow, but of course, if we do see thunderstorms, locally higher amounts certainly possible. The bulk of the moisture moving out, but we do have that risk of isolated showers not only this afternoon but into this evening, tapering off through the overnight. A mix of sun and clouds throughout the day tomorrow and into Thursday, but temperatures because of the northwest wind are going to be much cooler. We're talking 20 degrees by Thursday. Around the world in 80 seconds. Thanks, Kim. It's Tuesday. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is August the 12th, and it's a bit of a wet start to the day. Things are drying up. It's still quite cloudy. We join Kevin Yard. He's in Port Credit this morning. And Kevin, are the rumors true? Are you really going to learn how to row? Thanks, Kevin. If you are doing that, keep your eye on the sky, especially this afternoon, because we do have that risk for a few isolated, mostly non-severe thunderstorms. We could see some severe cells fire up. If we do see thunderstorm, the risk, our rainfall amounts will go up. Head to the video gallery section of our website for more on your top 5 videos. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Kevin Yard joins us in Port Credit this morning. And Kevin, overcast, but no rain right now. As soon as we go live, they take off. They row away. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, the risk of isolated thunderstorms is there today. We've got a lot of warm, muggy air, and as soon as that cold front hits that warm, muggy air, there is a good chance for some thunderstorm activity. Some of the cells could be severe, especially if we do see some sunshine, because that'll just kind of add fuel to the fire when it comes to those thunderstorms. Rainfall amounts aren't incredibly significant. We're looking at less than 15 millimeters, unless, of course, we do see some thunderstorm activity, and that number will go up. A mix of sun and cloud, mostly for the remainder of today, if we do see some sunshine. Similar story for tomorrow and into Thursday. Again, temperatures, however, are really going to be dropping significantly. Make sure you stay with us. Science Behind the Weather is next. Don't forget, you can always head to our website for more on Science Behind the Weather. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It's August the 12th. It is a warm and muggy day today, very similar to yesterday. And in some cases, if we do see a little bit of sunshine, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those cells became severe in nature. Strong winds and heavy downpours certainly being the biggest threat down towards the Niagara region. Rainfall amounts, well, they're not incredibly significant. We're looking at about less than 15 millimeters through much of the GTA. But of course, if we do see some thunderstorm activity, those amounts could certainly rise. Not a lot of rainfall for tonight and into tomorrow. Scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms certainly possible. And then we're going to be left with a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow and into Thursday. Big difference, though, our temperatures cooling down with those northwesterly winds. By Thursday, we're only going to be seeing a daytime high of 20 degrees for the city of Toronto. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is a bit of a wet start to the day. We do have the risk to see more in the way of rainfall later on this afternoon, and the potential is there for thunderstorms. We'll get to all that in just a few moments, but first, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us in beautiful Port Credit this morning. And Kevin, I've heard all these rumors that you're actually going to row, maybe not today, but next week. All right. Thanks so much, Kevin. Now, you have to do that. You have to do it solo. You can't have any support. No, really, you might want support. Okay, we do have the risk, as Kevin and I were both mentioning, of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. Most of them are going to be non-severe in nature, but if we do see just enough sunshine to warm things up and really kind of add fuel to the fire, we could see some severe cells firing up. Strong winds and heavy downpours certainly going to be the biggest threat. Less than 15 millimeters of rain otherwise. If we don't see any thunderstorm activity, that number will stay quite low. Scattered showers at best throughout the day today and evening tonight. And then by tomorrow, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud, and the same story for Thursday. Now, temperatures are going to be cooling down significantly. Northwesterly winds and high pressure moving through. By Saturday, slight risk of a few isolated showers. But this weekend is the kickoff to the CNE. Friday is opening day, so make sure you get down and check it out. Sunday, it's certainly going to warm up. It's going to feel closer to 32, summer-like conditions. But until then, quite cool on Thursday. We're only going to see a daytime high of 20, a mix of sun and cloud in Hamilton, 20 degrees. And we're only going to see a daytime high of 19 on Thursday in Oshawa. Around the world in 80 seconds. Thanks, Kim. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. We're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us in the beautiful Port Credit this morning. And Kevin, overcast, but no rain right now. Thanks, Kevin. Rumor has it is that Kevin is actually going to start to row next week. We may actually see him in a boat. Risk of isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today. We just have enough fuel with that cold front coming into that warm, muggy air to see some convective activity. Rainfall amounts are not necessarily going to be significant. An additional 15 millimeters, certainly not out of the question. A mix of sun and cloud throughout the day tomorrow and into Thursday, but temperatures, because of these northwesterly winds, are going to cool down dramatically, a high of 20 by Thursday. Head to the video section of our website if you want more information on the top 5 videos. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is the 12th of August, and we've got a risk to see some isolated thunderstorms today. The bulk of the moisture in terms of the rain has moved off toward the east, but because we do have a lot of heat and humidity around, we've got a cold front that's going to be moving through, we've got that risk to see some convective showers, and if we do see some sunshine, so it's going to make the thunderstorms more severe in nature, so heavy downpours, strong winds, that kind of thing. Less than 15 millimeters of rain, but of course, if we do see some thunderstorm activity, locally higher amounts are possible. By late this afternoon and in through this evening, this system will have potentially cleared out of the region, and then we're going to be left with a variable sky. Tomorrow, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds. Same story for Thursday, but temperatures are going to be much cooler, and we can thank those northwesterly winds.
Fresh.
Subway, that's a pretty good way to start the day now, is it? Now, these temperatures, let's take a look at them.